Praise be to Jesus Christ. Matthew chapter 6 verse 31 to 33. So do not start worrying about where will my food come from, or my drink, or my clothes. Your Father in heaven knows that you need all these things. Instead, be concerned about everything else with the kingdom of God and with what He requires of you. And He will provide you with all the other things you need. With great hope and fervent prayers, Columbus and 19 other mariners set out from Spain in a ship to discover new lands beyond the sea. Even after sailing for 24 days, all their efforts in finding new lands were in vain. By then, all their initial excitement and confidence had died away. At that crucial moment, Ronald, who was in charge of their food department, came up with a new discovery. He said, all we've got with us is 24 days food for 20 of us, and to get back to Spain, we need 24 more days. Instead, if we continue our journey and still fail to find any new land, we will all starve to death. So his suggestion was that they sail back to Spain as soon as possible. All the other 18 mariners were happy at the suggestion, and they took up the suggestion to Captain Columbus for the final approval. As soon as Columbus heard this idea of turning back to Spain, he said, "No, this cannot be. We are not turning back until and unless we attain what we set out for." The 19 other mariners, who were now against their captain, grouped together and tied him to a post in their ship. It was when they were making arrangements to sail back to Spain, Columbus made his last attempt. He pleaded, "Let the ship go on for one more day, and still if we can't find any land, you may throw me into the sea. Then there will be enough food for 19 of you for 25 days, and everyone could reach home safe." All agreed to this suggestion, and once again Columbus took control over the ship as they sailed forward. It is said he prayed to God on his knees all through that night. So much so, the next day when they looked, they saw their ship stuck on to a new land. And that was how they discovered America. Columbus, who believed in God, who waited for God's time, saw, experienced God's glory. It is when things don't happen according to how and when we wanted it, we start worrying as our calculations fail. Jesus asks us through the gospel, "Can any of you live a bit longer by worrying about it?" Let us ask ourselves, are we like Columbus, trusting in God, willing to wait for His time and plan? Or are we like Ronald, who wanted God to act according to his plan and calculations? They fixed a deadline for God to act, that is 24 days. But God intervened on the 25th day, and only Columbus had the faith to wait till God's time. So let us also trust in God, call upon Him, and wait for His time. For He knows, He cares, and He is concerned about us more than anyone else. May God bless you abundantly.